pig pipes. So about a week ago, I put out some pig pipes. I got this idea. This is the first time I saw it. Was from a guy, Hans, East Texas. He works for Outdoor Legacy. Happened to buy some thermoscopes from guys. But anyway, he did a video. It might have been about 2 years back on making pig pipes. So made some pipes, put them out in Hazelhurst last weekend, and hogs on them, man. It's working great. So I wanted to do a quick little video and show you how I built mine and show you all the stuff you need. Really simple process, and I'm hoping that the pigs will continue to hit it, which I think they will. What's nice about it is real inconspicuous feeder, low to ground. You're not, you know, if you're, say, like I got an area where I live at where it's kind of off a main highway, and I can't really put like a big feeder standing out like a sore thumb, because I'm gonna have every coon ass and every coon ass in the south going over there with a light trying to shine hogs or deer or whatever. So this actually works out really good for me. So hardware you're gonna need, this is a 4-inch PVC pipe, the heavy wall. The last stuff I made in the Hazelhurst, I actually used thin wall. I'm gonna see how they hold up, but as soon as I started cutting on this and drilling on it, I realized that I made a mistake. I should have gone with the heavy wall pipe. So this time I went with the heavy wall pipe. You're gonna need just a standard cap, and then you're gonna need a screw fitting cutout. I mean a clean out, excuse me, on one end. So this is the end you're gonna fill, and this is the end that you're gonna actually tether to the ground. So, but we'll get into that. I am going to go through like a step-by-step as I'm building this, to do a little time-lapse video so you can see exactly what I did. Other hardware you're going to need: 1/2-inch eye bolt, 2 shackles that fit with the eye bolt, and a piece of chain. 1/2-inch drill bit. Now the 1/2-inch drill bit is going to be for the 1/2-inch eye bolt and also for drilling your holes where your corn can come out. I bought these. I thought I may need them, but as I started building the pipe, I realized that if I put a single nut on this side with a washer, and then I put a washer on the inside the cup or the cap, and then I double nut it, it basically binds up on itself, and now this thing's able to swivel. You want to have some point where you swivel, where you're tethered to the ground, because if not, that chain's going to keep getting twisted and twisted and twisted, and then something eventually is going to give. So, but you want the thing to be able to roll, basically, and kind of roll freely. You don't want it to bind up. So that's why you want to have some type of swivel point. You're gonna buy these. Got these at Home Depot. Maybe like $3 a piece for the eye bolts. Then just buy an extra bag of nuts and washers. As far as tools go, power drill, sawzall, or you can use a hacksaw, and glue for your fittings, and that's pretty much it. So just get into it, going over the build. I bought a piece of 10-inch, a piece of 4-inch heavy wall PVC pipe. I call it heavy wall, but it's actually just, I think, the standard wall pipe. And just cut the pipe directly in half. So my pipes are 5 foot long. Cut your pipe directly in half. And then after that, you're going to drill your holes for your hardware, for your eye bolt. So take your eye bolt, stick it on the end of the cap about where you want it. It should fall out in the center of the cap. I mean, you don't have to be precise, just kind of eyeball it. Drill yourself a nice 1/2-inch hole right there. And just be careful not to let that drill whip your ass, because it likes to bite the PVC. What I typically do is once I punch through, then I'll just go back in reverse and keep working it back and forth in reverse. So that way it It doesn't bind up whenever you punch through. So after that step, we're going to move on to just putting your hardware onto the cap. So your holes are drilled in your cap. Take your eye bolt, put one nut on and a washer, and then you're going to stick that through the hole that you drilled initially, your 1/2 inch hole, and then you're going to put another washer on, and then 2 nuts. What those 2 nuts are going to do, they're going to lock to each other, allowing you to have swivel with your eyeball. So that's going to be your swivel point, so this thing can roll as you go. Really simple. Really simple. Just take a crescent wrench, reach down in there, and just start tightening up that top bolt, and it's going to lock to each other. It's going to lock to itself, you know what I mean? So once that's done, you got all your hardware put in place. Next thing to do is we're going to glue our ends on. PVC glue, this is not rocket science. You don't have to use any cleaner, it doesn't have to be watertight, but it has to stick. So glue your ends on. I always take my threaded cap off when I go to glue to make sure you don't actually glue the threads on the clean out. You're going to be taking that off to put corn. That's what you're going to be filling it up with corn. So once that's done, next thing we're going to do is drill the holes for the corn to actually come out. And I got a little clip kind of demonstrating how the corn comes out. I usually go down about 1 foot from each end, and what I do is I stagger the holes. So I'll put 1 on each side, so they're here and here. So with that 1/2 inch hole, what I see is once it makes a revolution, like 1 kernel of corn will come out, maybe 2. It all depends on what kind of corn you got, but if you got some decent corn that's whole, that 1/2 inch hole is about big enough for just 1 piece of corn. So once it rolls, 1 piece of corn will come out. And these, from what I understand, is like, and I've seen it on the camera in Azores, and these hogs are sitting there, and hours are going by, and they're sitting there just flipping this thing with their nose and just picking up 1 piece of corn, 1 piece of corn, 1 piece of corn. So, you know, when a hog is rooting and a hog's nose is in the ground, they're less aware of their surroundings. So it's going to be easier to kill them. So once you get your ends fitted on, you get your holes drilled, you're pretty much done with the pipe itself. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our chain and our shackles. Now, like I said, I bought these little clips with the swivel on there, thinking I might need that, but I'm actually not going to need it because I have the eye bolt has the ability to swivel, which is fine. So you're not going to need that. I have some. I got a buddy of mine that owns a company, and he has a bunch of these big tent spikes or pegs. Chain to the pipe. Really simple. Take 1 shackle, hook it up to a chain, and then shackle it to the eye bolt. And then your next one, I'm using these tent spikes, and it has a pretty good lip on there. So I just make it to where the chain cannot fit over that lip or the head of the tent spike. And then you gotta beat that into the ground. Don't beat it all the way into the ground to where the chain's gonna bind up on the ground. Give it a little slap. And then again, I go back with a crescent wrench and just tighten those shackles up. That way there's no movement. So that's pretty much it. Next thing we're gonna be doing is taking it out to the field. And once you get out in the field, we're gonna be hammering it down and, you know, filling it up. So you can see this is pretty much the materials I'm using. We're gonna take that spike, take a hammer, beat it into the ground. Make sure you put your chain or whatever way you're gonna fasten. You can use a T-post, you can use anything you want. And I know everybody doesn't have these spikes, but I would make sure you got something that's gonna go down on the ground pretty good, you know. And it's gonna hold But once you get chains in there, beat it on down. Like I said, don't go too deep with it, and you'll be good to go. Next thing you're gonna do is just fill up the pipe. And with this size pipe, it takes about 3/4 of a sack of corn. So when you're just first establishing the pig pipe, from what I understand, it's good to, you know, put bait on the outside of the pipe. And we'll roll this video in right here. This is pretty much how much corn's gonna be coming out. Watch. You can see just a 1 or 2 pieces actually drop out when it rolls. So it's gonna be slow going, getting all that corn out of there. So anyway, like I said, getting this thing established, I would use some type of, you know, put corn on top of it, but I also use the hog punch, something sweet, something to get them to go and like lick that pipe and get them to start, you know, to be attracted to the pipe, so they can start, you know, nudging it with their snout and start flipping the thing over to get the corn out. So pretty much just pour the punch in there. Try not to get any punch in the holes. So that's why I kind of orientated it with the holes on the side when I did this. That way it doesn't get kind of globbed up when you put it in there. Put your cell phone camera on it, and I guess the rest will be history. Like I said, they're working well in Mississippi right now. I just put this one down in Houma. I'm gonna actually let this pig pipe kind of marinate and see how many pigs I get on it. I had a pig on this location last night, but I'm gonna leave them be, just kind of hoping to get my new scope back in and maybe get the first good kill with that scope when it comes in. So that's my game plan. I was talking to another one of my buddies, and he was telling me that some people actually put rocks inside the pipe along with corn, or they'll put acorns in the pipe along with corn. So once the pipe is established, they'll keep actually coming back and hit the pipe, and they're hearing that, you know, the rattling inside the pipe. They'll actually keep working even though there's no corn left in it. They'll kind of still work at it for a little while, and you might be able to get a kill off of it, you know what I mean? Even though there's no corn. I'm estimating, I'm hoping that this system with this much corn, I'm hoping that it will last at least 2 weeks. If it lasts 2 weeks, it'll be perfect. Because I can't go hunting every single weekend, even though sometimes I do. Wife's about to kick me out of the house. That's not true. But yeah, hopefully it'll last about 2 weeks. They'll hit it, and by the time I go back in 2 weeks and I'm able to hunt over the pipes, you know, the cell phone cams are working, and I maybe get a kill off of it, I'm able to fill it up, and then I'll have another 2 week period where it's working. So, but once it's established, you don't have to use as much corn. I guess you don't have to, you know, do shoot with the hog punch, or you don't have to put corn on top of it. Just kind of fill it up, you know, fill up the corn inside the pipe. So anyway, like I said, shout out to Hans, East Texas. He's the one that kind of gave me this idea. I just wanted to, you know, plagiarize one of his videos and, you know, show y'all guys what I did to make the pig pipe, and let's see how much success we can have off of it. So appreciate the subs. Picked up a few more. If you guys have any questions on, you know, pig pipes or anything else, please don't hesitate to comment, like, share, all that good stuff. Thanks. Border Patrol out.